You're listening to an iHeart podcast.
SOME stands for So Others Mighty, and I am a grateful beneficiary. That's how I started my journey of recovery. 15 years later, I'm gainfully employed. I moved from homelessness to a safe and secure place to owning my own home today. If these walls could talk, they would say safety.
JP Morgan Chase Community Development Banking understands that the buildings we invest in are more than just four walls. They are you. They are us. They are Washington, D.C.
Add dry eye relief to your routine with Refresh Optive Mega 3, a lubricating eye drop with a moisture-rich, preservative-free formula, enhanced with inactive ingredients like flaxseed oil and antioxidants. This formula supports all 3 tear film layers and provides advanced hydration to instantly moisturize and soothe dry eyes. Refresh Optive Mega 3 is safe to use as often as needed, so you can make it part of your wellness routine. Find Refresh online or in the eye drop section at all major retailers. FSA and HSA eligible.
Hello. From Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month, we're talking about word weavers, people who coined terms, popularized words, and even created entirely new languages. These activists, writers, artists, and scholars used language to shape ideas and give voice to experiences that once had no name. Today, we're talking about an educator and writer who's been referred to as the First Feminist of Egypt. Please welcome Malak Hifni Nasif. Malak was born in Cairo, Egypt in 1886, just a few years after the British had invaded and occupied Egypt. As a city, Cairo was considered the mother of the world for its rich culture and wealth, vied over by competing powers for hundreds of years. Now, during the British occupation, Malak was growing up in a climate of anti-colonial sentiment and a wide reinterrogation of how Egyptian life should be organized. This included the role women should have in society. At the time, only middle and upper-class women were beginning to benefit from advances like access to education. Fortunately for her, in Malak's large middle-class family, intellect was highly valued. Her mother was an avid reader and her father a judge who believed in universal education. Malak took on their love of learning and later attended a new all-women's school in Cairo, where she was one of its first graduates. A few years later, in 1903, she became a teacher and taught at the women's school for several years. When Malak married in 1907, she was forced to quit her job. Her marriage was not a happy one, as she later found out her husband already had a wife and child. Polygamy was common then. These events helped motivate her to say something and contribute to the rising Egyptian feminist movement. Malak began to write under the pen name Seeker in the Desert, about the rights of women, in the home, at work, and at school. She wrote for the progressive nationalist paper, Al Jarida, which saw feminism as an essential part of true nationalism. This burgeoning Egyptian feminist movement was key in the struggle against British occupation. In 1909, Malak was one of the first women invited to give a speech at headquarters for the nationalist Umma Party. During the speech, she declared, "Men say to us categorically, 'You women have been created for the house, and we have been created to be breadwinners.' Is this a God-given dictate? How are we to know this, since no holy book has spelled it out? Nothing irritates me more than when men claim they do not wish us to work because they wish to spare us the burden. We do not want condescension, we want respect." Malak also emphasized how Egyptian women should be free to wear their veils in accordance with Islam, so long as it did not limit a woman's ability to leave the home or access education. She was skeptical of how the British used the idea of unveiling as a liberatory front for their own agenda. The following year, Malak's speech and a compilation of other writings were published in a collection called Al-Nisa'iyat. In doing so, Malak is credited with coining the term Nisa'iyat to reflect Egyptian feminist discourse and study. Al-Nisa'iyat roughly translates to women's or feminist pieces, but is also commonly translated in English to on women's issues. In 1911, Malak was one of the first women to speak before the Egyptian Congress. She laid out a 10-point plan and list of demands for improving women's lives, calling for wider opportunities for women in education and work, and for improved marriage practices. Malak didn't just make demands, she implemented them. In addition to her work as a writer, she founded the Union for the Education of Women, a nursing school for women, and an emergency health service. Malak continued to write and publicly engage with other feminists and political figures for the rest of her life. She died in 1918 from influenza. She was around 32 years old. All month, we're talking about word weavers. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you tomorrow.
When you travel with Amex Platinum, the stops on your bucket list come with a room upgrade when available.
Look at that view.
And guaranteed 4 p.m. checkout at fine hotels and resorts properties booked through AmexTravel.com, so you have enough time to check out the pool and the spa and anything on the menu.
Ceviche sounds good.
Before flying off to what's next. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/with Amex CST 1022318.
Some stands for so others might eat, and I am a grateful beneficiary. That's how I started my journey of recovery. 15 years later, I'm gainfully employed. I moved from homelessness to a safe and secure place to owning my own home today. If these walls could talk, they would say safety.
JP Morgan Chase Community Development Banking understands that the buildings we invest in are more than just four walls. They are you. They are us. They are Washington, D.C.
You're listening to an iHeart podcast.